Okay, hi. The documentary I watched was called The United States of Tents, and right off the bat, I was just so immediately surprised. The whole idea of homelessness in this economy is just so truly baffling to me, and just seeing the way that those people live is so truly sad. However, I love that there are so many people trying to help. That's something we saw right away in the documentary, is how there's organizations out there doing the best they can to help with the laws that are in place, and there's protected areas for the homeless people, and there are people trying to help, but it just seems there's a lot of factors going against the homeless people, no matter how many people try to help. Something else that really surprised me is to know that a majority of the people that are homeless have jobs. Like they're trying to not be homeless anymore, because obviously no one wants to be homeless, but they work maybe 2 or 3 jobs sometimes, and they're still so homeless just because this economy that we live in is so unstable and not sustainable to live in, because it's hard to find cheap housing that is good. You also have to make less than 200 or 1,250 a month to even apply for welfare and get accepted to get welfare help, which is also baffling to me, because people who make more than that still need that welfare help, and it's just like very weird to see how our government and economy is doing like pretty much nothing to help these people's conditions. Something obviously has to change, because the homeless population continues to increase, and the crazy thing is that people don't even account about 1/4 of the people that are truly homeless. There's a constant gerbil wheel of homelessness, and it's really hard to get out of, like, once you get stuck in it, and not very many people recover from it. What really surprised me is that almost 20% of these homeless people are under 18 and having to fend for themselves on the street. So imagining me or any of my friends being my age on the street by myself, having to fend for myself with no form of income that you possibly can, because maybe they're in school or maybe they dropped out and do have income, but they still can't support themselves as well as their family. And it really just breaks my heart to see 20% of homeless people are under 18 just because of having a single parent maybe who can't support them and their family, or maybe it's something to do to substance abuse. Like, it really is just truly sad. They're stuck and they're trying their hardest to get out, and then there's things like $500 fees in certain towns for being homeless. Like, how does that make any sense at all? You're gonna fee someone for being homeless to not help their situation out at all. And also just really crazy to see how the ladder of social stratification can change so fast. People can go in from having a 3-bedroom house in Hawaii to getting laid off, and just like that, they can be homeless, and can change super fast, go up or down super fast, just because it's not sustainable to live in this economy, and they struggle to keep up. Like I said, their changing class can jump so quickly from the high and the social stratification ladder to the lowest point over one thing, and back and forth pretty quickly. There's no sense of security whatsoever. And even if people do make their way out of it, sometimes it's still not sustainable to live, and they will find themselves homeless again. There is a slim to none chance people will fully recover after being homeless. Okay, so the first social institution I would change is the economy institution. As the documentary said, that it is a basic human right to be able to afford good housing to protect and support themselves. The stock market keeps hitting new highs, and the rich are getting richer, and nobody in the political power is doing anything to protect them or doing anything to fix it. There's also stupid government laws and political laws, such as like zoning laws and things like that doesn't allow smaller houses on smaller pieces of land, so it really makes it hard for anyone to afford anything. And the housing economy continues to grow, and so does the homeless population. So I guess that also goes along with not the government and political social institution that I would help change or try to improve. So many people are living paycheck to paycheck, in debt, etc., and it is just simply hard to live. I even hear my parents talking about it sometimes, like living paycheck to paycheck. Like, if one thing happens, it can bring you down so fast immediately. Another thing I would change is that education to finish high school should be free. as 20% of the homeless population is under 18, they should be able to get a free education and 1 meal a day during the school year so that they have something under their name to move up in their social standings and not just sit there and be helpless because when they can't afford school or the meals that come at school, or two, they just don't have access to school. So I think that should be something that is changed as well. Thank you.